Good morning, guten Morgen, magandang umaga, konnichiwa, bonjour. So I decided something this morning about what I'm going to do from here on out. Firstly, I'd like to address that I'm probably not going to do videos about hypocrisy, even though a few videos ago I was talking about it, and I said I was going to get further into it. But then I realized that even though it's essential to my testimony to talk about my own testimony and my own hypocrisy, I'm going to set that on the shelf. And I'd like to start something new, different, whatever. And I'm not sure where I'm going to go with it, but I was thinking about, well, first of all, I was thinking about the phrase, "Do you love Jesus?" And I can direct this at myself and keep it here. You know, I'm not pointing my finger at anyone, but I am like most people, tending to be in my flesh, because I'm here with you, you know. I'm experiencing the same things. I'm living in the same environment. And even though I, for the most part, am not paying attention to a lot of the mainstream stuff, I don't live under a rock. If I turn on YouTube, I'm exposed to the same things you are. And I was thinking about, you know, the phrase, "Do you love Jesus?" Now, what does that mean? It means, do you love the truth more than the things of this world? Because the world is the harlot, the whore. The world is the opposite of truth. The world is the darkness, the polar opposite, literally, spiritually, figuratively. It is the opposite of Christ. The world is anti-Christ. Okay, it's full of actors playing their role. I've heard them being referred to, like the masses being referred to, NPCs. I think that's the acronym. I don't play computer games. That it's to distract you. And I'm a person who is easily distracted by things of this world. I'm not going to say that I'm not in my flesh. Okay, I am in my flesh. And it takes a concerted effort for me not to be in my flesh every single day, in every single situation. I have to consciously think about and trust in the Lord and not touch it, not go there, not allow my ego to run the show. Who's at the steering wheel of my vessel? I'm hoping Christ is, but that doesn't mean that I don't have shortcomings and go astray. Turn back to the world. When I say turn back to the world, I'm not in the world, but if I allow the world to distract me and to fill my temple with whatever garbage that's happening at that moment, which it's always something new, always something like, look over here, fill this in your noggin. And I have to say to the Lord, you know, please, you know, wipe me clean. Please empty my cup of these things. I don't use those words, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Even the word gist, which, by the way, I mean, a lot of the English language, I understand that it is witchcraft. It's a hard thing to let go of words that you use repetitively on autopilot. So, anyways, to get to the point, do you love Jesus? And of course I can say that I do. I can verbally confess I love Jesus. But what I need to start doing is going on YouTube less. I don't have a television set. I don't go on Netflix. Once a week I go visit my daughter and we watch anime together. That's something that we do together. But other than that, you know, I don't watch the news, but when I turn on YouTube, news feeds come up. Sometimes I click on it for a few minutes to see what the world is going on about at the time. But I'd like to, instead of going on YouTube to watch other people's stories or whatever, I would like to start making videos and keeping your attention on Christ, the gospel, and the truth. And I find that that's very important in a spiritual warfare. Are you spending your time hours upon hours? Because it adds up. Listening to actors, NPCs, talking about things that don't matter, because the only thing that matters is truth. That's the truth. The only thing that matters is truth. So please think about how dangerous. I'm going to use the story of Lot and his wife, because this is exactly what's happening to you. If you're being like Lot's wife and you turn around, you're not turning into a pillar of salt, literally. But when you're turning back to the world, your attention, your mind, because they're trying to steal your crown, this is your crown. This is what Satan's after. It's your mind, your attention. Your attention is your worship. Okay? This is what Satan's after. Being a dancing monkey over there. Look over here, look over there. This is what he's after. So you may not be like Lot's wife, literally turning into a pillar of salt, but the water of life, when you're turning back to the world's stories, the next new whatever it is they want to spew, and you watch it, devour it, and then make a video about it, even though it's nonsense and it's crazy and it's absurd, the things that they're trying to push, or the things that they're trying to convince the masses about. The masses are already lost. If you're making a video thinking you're exposing, you're not. The only thing that you're exposing is your Lot's wife turning into that pillar of salt. The water of life, the water of Christ is truth. The truth is not in you necessarily, because your mind and everything is focused on what the world is doing. And I know there are a lot of people who think, well, by exposing the lies, that means I'm in the truth. Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because are you meditating on His Word? Are you turning your devices off and spending time with the Lord. How much are you spending time on a screen, whether it's watching a movie, watching a Netflix series, watching other YouTube videos? Like, I would like to challenge you to write down one day or a week's worth of how much time you're spending on a screen and how much time are you spending turning it all off and spending time with the Lord. Are you like Lot's wife, turning into a pillar of salt because the water of life is being sucked out of you? Again, let me remind you that this is spiritual. This is what Satan, the enemy, is after, is for you to be in dark winter. Pray that your flight won't be in winter, meaning that you're consuming your time and energy in what the world is doing and what the world is saying, versus come out of her, come away from the harlot, come away from the whore. The whore is turning you into a pillar of salt and sucking the life out of you. So I'll be doing more videos, talking about His Word, talking about scriptures, and maybe even reading scriptures. And I understand that, it's difficult because, however this is changing, but we'll read through it because the Lord hasn't allowed the importance of truth to not be understood. When you have His Holy Spirit, you know truth when you hear it. And it doesn't matter what happens to this book. It really doesn't. Because when you're walking in the Lord's kingdom and you're walking in truth and you're walking in light, that you know truth. That He's not the spirit of confusion. That it doesn't matter how much this changes, or even if they take it away. I can still speak truth because the truth is with me through His Holy Spirit. I hope I plant a good seed. I love you, and God bless.